The FBI and Capitol Hill police are investigating a suspicious package that was delivered to the home of Senator Rand Paul, Republican of Kentucky. Political reports that an unidentified white powdery substance was in the package, which is currently being tested by authorities. The package also featured an image of Paul in bandages with a gun to his head. The text accompanying the image said, "I'll finish what your neighbor started, you mother F," and then that's what Fox News, where they have it censored. The threat referenced an assault on Paul by his neighbor in 2017 that left him with 5 broken ribs. He was awarded nearly $600,000 in damages in 2019 stemming from the attack. The neighbor, Renee Bocher, was charged with assault and sentenced to 30 days in prison. The conflict started when Paul was doing yard work. Bocher said he was angered by the senator repeatedly putting debris near his house. Paul addressed the article about the package in a tweet, writing that he takes threats like this immensely seriously. As a repeated target of violence, it is reprehensible that Twitter allows C-list celebrities to encourage violence against me and my family, Paul wrote, slamming the social media platform. Let me go down here. Paul echoed a similar sentiment in a subsequent tweet, but did not call out the celebrities he referred to by name. "I've been targeted multiple times now. It is reprehensible." Okay, Twitter allows. So I read the headline for this article without actually reading the article itself when I first saw this. And as someone who vividly remembers when we had the reports of Rand getting assaulted by his neighbor, and I also actually had a woman I used to talk to that laughed at a tweet where it was Rand voted one way on something, and then a person responded to that by saying that his neighbor was right, and this woman laughed at that. And I was very disgusted with her because there is a very large segment of progressives and liberals and just people on the left wing that do support violence against politicians that they don't agree with. And I've always tried to maintain violence toward political figures is not acceptable. This isn't a banana republic. But again, people just, they like to pick and choose who they feel sympathetic toward. And I've disagreed with Rand on a lot of domestic issues and certain votes, but we have a lot of agreements on foreign policy. But I don't support violence coming to the man over the mockery of legislating that he's made when it's come to stuff having to do with COVID, for example. Because it's just, it doesn't come to that point. If you really disagree with the performance of him in office, instead of acting like a barbarian, just vote him out. And you know, it's sad that people really do just kind of not care. I mean, you look at the thing with Marjorie Taylor Greene where she was thumbing up or hearting or liking posts on Facebook that called for Pelosi and Obama's hypothetical assassinations. And you start to really understand that if you have someone who can get elected after doing that, there really is no consequence for supporting things that are not what I would consider becoming of a democracy. So I hope that this threat is not what it appears to be, as far as because the white substance could be ricin or some other type of just powder that does things to people's skin. I hope it's nothing, and I hope this was just a nasty thing somebody wrote, because at least then that'll mean that he won't have to worry about having been contaminated in some way. But again, this is just another sign of how, even in a country like the United States, it seems like there's no bare minimum of lowness that we sink to when we disagree with politicians. You know, we'll send them threats, we'll attack them, and it's gross. And we've seen this even in the recent era. We had the baseball shooting where Steve Scalise almost died, and you know, some other events here and there, and it's just it never stops. So hopefully he's going to be all right, and people learn to, you know, not act in such a aggressive manner toward people that simply disagree with them.